ADHD with autism is actually called AUDHD overlap or something. This is specifically about being overwhelmed if you have ADHD, and it kind of explains a lot for me. I guess this is a personal journal. Pressure leads to intense overwhelm, burnout, emotional dysregulation, meltdowns, shutdowns, executive function collapse, and sensory overload, often resulting in paralysis, inaction, despite a desire to complete a task. Remember I kept saying I had anhedonia, or I had those other things where I couldn't fucking complete a task even if I wanted to? That's where that came from. Management involves breaking tasks down into understandable sensory triggers, prioritizing rest, sensory, emotional, social, practicing self-compassion. I'm so fucking tired of that goddamn word. Being nice to yourself. And advocating for accommodations to work with your brain, not against it, to prevent chronic stress and burnout. Why it happens. The AUDHD experience. Executive function, both conditions affect the prefrontal cortex, making planning, starting tasks, and emotional regulation difficult, especially under pressure. Overthinking and inaction. You might create detailed plans but get stuck feeling paralyzed by the sheer volume of fear of not doing it perfectly. Perfectionism leading to procrastination. Sensory overload. Heightened sensory sensitivities, lights, sounds, crowds get amplified by stress, quickly leading to feeling flooded and overwhelmed. Emotional dysregulation. I will say guilty of emotional dysregulation because I used to operate with my emotions turned off. I didn't really have a problem. Like, fear wasn't a thing with me. None of my emotions were until these people tortured the fuck out of me. Intense, unpredictable emotional responses, meltdowns, shutdowns, happen when demands exceed capacity, a common AUDHD trait. Burnout. Pushing through leads to chronic exhaustion. Autistic ADHD burnout, a state of deep mental and emotional physical depletion. I basically live in that state of just burnout. That's just my, natural state, is just feeling constantly fucking spent. I get mental burnout, I get physical burnout, I get spiritual burnout. Like, I don't really think, there are very few times my mind, body, and spirit, one of them isn't sitting in the corner fucking recovering. Chunking, breaking big tasks into tiny tasks, manageable steps with clear, immediate goals. Anal eating mummy god kept telling me that, and I started getting fucking pissed off because that's just not how I do. But, seeing how I keep seeing it, it might be a thing to try and shrink a task into smaller steps. I could see where, I remember one time in elementary school, we were given a paper of 100 multiplication problems, and instead of doing the paper, I just shut down because it looked overwhelming. Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess maybe that's something there in that. I don't think it really matters in my life because a stupid fucking church decided I'll have nothing, so why the fuck try? Okay. Like, trust me, that thing about making overly complex plans, I got a lot of overly complex plans I never act on because they just seem so impossible. But then I think about this church and how they act on their plans all the time, and their plans get innocent people killed, so I'll start to wonder exactly why I don't bother with mine. Maybe my overly complex plans for fucking annihilating these people might be an easy fucking thing to go through. Maybe it'll be easier than I think. Who knows? Visuals. Use lists, timers, and visual schedules to combat time blindness. I have time blindness. I don't, what? I have no idea what that sentence was. Uh, sensory and emotional regulation. Rest. Schedule regular sensory breaks, movements, and emotional rest. I guess that could be good advice, but no. I often find if I'm doing a task, I either have to complete it or it's kind of like you drawing a picture. If you're drawing the picture and you don't complete it, then when you come back to it, you're not in the same algorithm as you were when you were initially creating it. So it ends up fucked up because you didn't complete it all at once. I'm kind of retarded like that. I have to complete everything all at once. I'm just like fucking stupid. That's just how I am. Rhythm engage in rhythmic activities, walking, music for self-regulation. When I was in high school, I couldn't stop listening to music while doing tasks. I had to listen to music and like do math. I had to listen to music and read. I had to listen to music, everything in high school. I was listening to music and learning at the same time. I don't know. I remember a teacher asked me if there were words in the songs, and I was like, yeah, there's words in the songs. Nothing about having, like, listening to, like, having words in the music stopped me from learning. I actually learned better when I was distracted. I used to joke and say there was another guy in my head, and if he's not distracted, he distracts the other guy. So, yeah. Uh, identify triggers. Learn what pushes you over the edge. Bright lights, unexpected changes. Self-compassion and self-compassion. Acceptance, recognizing your brain works differently, reducing self-blame. Communicate needs. Tell family members and colleagues what you need, e.g., quiet space, clear instructions. Health support. See a doctor to discuss reasonable accommodations for understanding your need better. Listen to your body. Notice early signs, irritability, withdrawal pacing before meltdown, shutdown. Prioritizing recovery. Don't push until collapse. Proactively rest and recharge. I just kind of go until I collapse, and then, like, my burnout situations probably are disproportionate to the work I actually get done. When I was wasting time trying to learn Pro Se, even though I knew I couldn't do it, probably 3 days straight of trying to figure out what district court area thing, which is like the first thing you have to. It's really stupid. It doesn't make what I can go over how fucking stupid it is. Whatever, it doesn't. What. Anyways, you have to find out what district court thing you're trying to file in, like federally and shit. And like I couldn't find it on the internet, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I couldn't find an explanation for the difference in the districts or courts or counties or where something is or isn't, or like just everything. I couldn't find any information, any proper information that I could properly comprehend on the subject. And I ended up burning out, and then I was fucking down for about a month and a half. Because that's what happens to me. I just burn out, and then I just stay. I can't function for an extended period. I can do other tasks though, but I just can't do that task because my brain just won't let it happen because my brain is really stupid. The I don't I don't know. You got to be honest with yourself about these things. My brain's a defective software. That's why I make bad decisions. I guess. I don't know. But yeah. I hope this helped you. I hope that if you have AUDHD or whatever the fuck cursed thing I have, this kind of explained a little bit of it.